Hey everyone, and welcome to the Broke Economist, the show where we tackle the money problems that are probably keeping you up at night. But we do it without putting you to sleep. Let's be real. Everything is getting ridiculously expensive. Your morning coffee costs more, your rent is skyrocketing, and even your will to live feels like it's being taxed. Seriously? I saw eggs the other day that cost more than my monthly gym membership, and I'm pretty sure that's a crime. And no, this isn't Mercury in retrograde messing with your finances. It's something far more sinister. A silent thief lurking in your wallet. It's called inflation. So, stick around. Because today, we're going to break down this financial monster and figure out why your bank account feels like it has been on a crash diet. So, what exactly is inflation? In the simplest terms, inflation is when the prices of everything you buy go up, but the value of your money doesn't. Think about it like this. Last year, a $10 bill could get you a decent pizza. This year, that same $10 might only buy you a single slice and a side of disappointment. It's not that your money suddenly got lazy. It just lost its purchasing power. It's like your paycheck is taking a casual jog while the prices of everything else are sprinting in a marathon. You're working just as hard, maybe even harder, but your money just isn't stretching as far as it used to. That frustrating feeling you get at the checkout counter when the total is way higher than you expected. Yeah, that's inflation slapping you in the face. It's a slow, creeping process that makes it harder and harder to afford the life you want. All right, so who's the villain in this story? Who's to blame for this financial chaos? Well, let's pull back the curtain and meet one of the main players, your friendly neighborhood central bank. These are the institutions that control a country's money supply. Now, whenever the economy gets a little sniffle or starts to slow down, their go-to move is to print more money and inject it into the system. They call this quantitative easing or stimulus. Sounds pretty fancy and helpful, right? The idea is to encourage spending and investment to get things moving again. But here's the catch. When you flood the market with cash, you suddenly have a lot more money chasing the exact same amount of goods and services. And what happens then? Sellers realize people have more to spend, so they raise their prices. Suddenly, everything from a loaf of bread to a brand new BMW gets more expensive. But wait, there's more. Let's not forget about the corporations. They love to join the inflation party. Once they see that prices are going up across the board, they often use it as the perfect excuse to raise their own prices. Sometimes even more than necessary, just to fatten their profit margins. And have you ever noticed that once a price goes up, it rarely, if ever, comes back down, even if their costs decrease? That's because, unfortunately, corporate greed seems to be the only thing that's completely immune to the effects of inflation. So, it's a combination of government policy and corporate strategy that creates this perfect storm, leaving the average person caught in the middle, watching their money disappear. And you feel this pain everywhere, don't you? It's not just a number on a news report. It's a real-world struggle. That weekly trip to the grocery store feels like a financial assault course. Filling up your car with gas makes you wince. Your rent goes up, but your apartment stays the same size. Even your streaming subscriptions, the little joys that are supposed to help you escape, are getting pricier. Everything is going up, except for the one thing that really matters, your salary. Your paycheck is constantly playing a losing game of hide and seek with your bills. And if you've been doing the responsible thing, diligently saving your money, I've got some bad news. Inflation is robbing you in slow motion. That cash you have stashed away, whether it's in a savings account or under your mattress, is losing value every single day. It's becoming weaker. But here's a twisted little secret. If you're in debt, inflation can be a strange, toxic best friend. It still ruins your life by making everything more expensive. But in a technical sense, it erodes the real value of the money you owe. Small comfort, I know. So, the big question is, can this mess be fixed? Well, the main tool central banks use to fight inflation is raising interest rates. The translation for the rest of us is that they make borrowing money more expensive. The cost of getting a mortgage, a car loan, or even the interest on your credit card debt goes up. The logic is that if borrowing becomes painful, people and businesses will spend less. Less spending means less demand, which should, in theory, cause prices to cool down. But here is the problem with that strategy. It is like trying to cure a headache with a baseball bat. Sure, it might get the job done, but it's incredibly painful and can cause a lot of collateral damage. Sometimes, central banks go too far. They raise rates too high, too fast, and the economy grinds to a halt. Businesses stop expanding, jobs start to disappear, and boom! You've traded an inflation problem for a full-blown recession. Great job, geniuses. It's like they tried to put out a fire in the kitchen by burning the entire house down. So, the next time you're standing in a coffee shop, staring at the price of a $7 latte and having a minor existential crisis, don't blame the barista. They're just trying to get by. 2, blame the system. Inflation isn't some mysterious force of nature. At its core, it's a simple man-made problem. Too much money chasing too few goods. It's a result of choices made by people in power, and unfortunately, we're the ones who pay the price. This has been the Broke Economist, where we try to teach economics from the perspective of someone with an overdraft account. If you learned something today, or at least felt a little less alone in your financial frustrations, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out.